most people were not expecting Brentford to go to the Etihad and actually get 3 points. People were saying even if they get a draw, that would be miraculous. But fortunately for Arsenal and for Brentford, they went there and they deserve it. Was not a smash and grab. They deserve the 2-1 victory they had at the Etihad. Ivan Toney should have had a hat trick, responding to Southgate for not picking him for the English squad. Ivan Toney did his thing. Like I said, he should have had a hat trick. He played very well, hold up the play. City deserved to lose, even though they had majority of the possession. They were toothless. They couldn't create anything. The actual result to dive in. That's how pathetic City were on the day. So let's go to the second game, Baltimore against Everton. Guys, what is wrong with Everton? Now, I'm sure a lot of you understand that they might not have the best of players, but losing to Baltimore, it wasn't expected. Even with the squad they have, I understand Calvin Lewin is out with injury. At least losing, they shouldn't be losing the way they are losing with the regularity and frequency the way they are losing. Now, it just shows that no matter how glorious a playing career as a player can be, being a manager is a different ball game. We know how fantastic Frank Lampard was as a midfielder. Now, as a manager, he is struggling. At Derby County, he didn't do too bad. At Chelsea, we know he was sacked. Now, at Everton, even though he helped them secure their premiership stuff. If you're new, make sure you stick a like to the video. Make sure you subscribe if you're not yet subscribed. And do not forget to turn on the notification bell so I can get notified when I go on a live stream or I drop a pre-recorded video like this one. Let's not forget the new name for this channel is Arsenal Pressing, formerly known as Sokaiwe 304. We do a bit of rebranding and we'll promise to deliver on the quality and continue to cover football. Arsenal is the main dish, but I cover other teams, the top six, and other teams, the English Premiership, and sometimes I'll cover the Champions League and Europa League, and sometimes, not sometimes, I will covering emphatically the World Cup, the highlights. I mean, on YouTube, we don't have the right to show the visuals. I'll be giving some of the highlights, my opinion on some certain games. Watch out for that in the next few days. I'll be doing previews and reviews of matches regarding the World Cup since the Premier League is going on break. So let's do the review to the week 15 of the English Premiership. Some interesting results. Arsenal remain on the summit. I'm an Arsenal fan, so you can see the jersey there. So let's start from Manchester United. Sorry, not Manchester United. Manchester City losing at home to Brentford. Very interesting game. Shout out to what's his name? Ivan Toney. He did Arsenal a favor. Most people were not expecting Brentford to go to the Etihad and actually get 3 points. People were saying even if they get a draw, that would be miraculous. But fortunately for Arsenal and for Brentford, they went there and they deserve it. Was not a smash and grab. They deserve the 2-1 victory they had at the Etihad. Ivan Toney should have had a hat trick, responding to Southgate for not picking him for the English squad. Ivan Toney did his thing. Like I said, he should have had a hat trick. He played very well, hold up the play. City deserved to lose, even though they had majority of the possession. They were toothless. They couldn't create anything. The actual result to dive in. That's how pathetic City were on the day. So let's go to the second game, Baltimore against Everton. Guys, what is wrong with Everton? Now, I'm sure a lot of you understand that they might not have the best of players, but losing to Baltimore, it wasn't expected. Even with the squad they have, I understand Calvin Lewin is out with injury. At least losing, they shouldn't be losing the way they are losing with the regularity and frequency the way they are losing. Now, it just shows that no matter how glorious a playing career as a player can be, being a manager is a different ball game. We know how fantastic Frank Lampard was as a midfielder. Now, as a manager, he is struggling. At Derby County, he didn't do too bad. At Chelsea, we know he was sacked. Now, at Everton, even though he helped them secure their premiership status last season on the verge of relegation, it's looking like they'll be battling relegation for the foreseeable future in this season. I don't know if the board members and the Everton fans will be patient with Lampard. You can see that during the after the match ended, when the players decided to go and show I say appreciation, they went to the fans to clap the fans. The fans were actually venting their displeasure. They actually threw Iwobi's jersey back. He was trying to pacify the fans by giving them his jersey, and they threw it back. That's how irate the fans were. So Everton need to just do something. I don't know. I'm not talking about sacking Lampard, but they just have to fix up, or else either they sack Lampard to get a manager can push them up, or they'll be facing the much dreaded relegation battle. And I don't think Everton fans want to go through what they went through at the tail end of last season. So Everton and Lampard need to fix up. Liverpool against Southampton, Liverpool winning 3-1. That's going to have it's called a brace in that match. Yeah, the result flattered Liverpool. Now in the first game, they were very dominant. They would have scored more. But if you look at the balance of the second half, Alisson made some major saves. For me, Liverpool are lucky with that scoreline. I think sometimes if they're more clinical and if they didn't have the likes of Alisson, their goalkeeper, having a fantastic match, that match would have ended in a draw or Southampton have shaded it because he made 3 to 4 fantastic saves, goal scoring saves that he made. So shout out to Liverpool. They seem to be recovering, but you can still see the cracks are still there. So they are not yet the vintage or the high energy, high octane Liverpool of the past, but they still showed a bit of quality to win the match at Anfield against Southampton. And that was a loss for a new Southampton manager coming in. Liverpool scored the equalizer. I was thinking this might be something interesting, but unfortunately, they couldn't keep up the tempo. Tottenham against Leeds. See, for me, Tottenham has turned to a 45-minute club. For some reason, they do not turn off for first half. I don't know what's going on. I don't know whether it's Conte's instruction, or even Conte is denying it, but it has happened more than 90% of their games this season. Like almost all their games, they don't show up for 45 minutes and later they start chasing the game. Leeds are notorious for letting in goals. For some reason, defensively, Leeds are porous and poor. They cannot just manage games. Leeds have won this game, in my opinion, but they have a leaky defense. They need to fix up. They need to fix up. I'm sure Jesse Marsch is pulling out his hair. Why Leeds cannot fix up defensively? They should have won. They should have won. They should have won this match. They led 3 times and they surrounded the lead, and Spurs actually eventually won the match. Kudos to Spurs, but do you think this is sustainable in the long run? I don't think there is no manager or club that can afford to constantly come back from a deficit over 9 games. I don't think it's sustainable. Now they're getting away with it. Let's see how much and how far Spurs can continue this bad trend and omen. So let's go to West Ham against Leicester City. Leicester City seem to have gotten their mojo back. We know at the beginning of the season they're losing matches, and Brendan Rodgers was under huge pressure for him to be sacked. The boss took by him, and now results are coming in back. Maddison scoring the opening goal for Leicester City for he pulled out for an injury, but we saw a tweet from him later saying that he's fine. It was just a precautionary. It was just withdrawn for what's the right word? Precautionary measures. There's nothing serious with his injury. We know he's amongst the England traveling contingent to the Qatar World Cup for England, so he was withdrawn. And we are still hearing results emphatic news that he is going to be part of the English squad. So nothing actually wrong with Maddison. So Leicester won at West Ham. West Ham, for some reason, something is getting moist with David Moyes. Now, my theory is that David Moyes is not good with technical players. If you give him the less technical players, players that are dogged, pacey, full of brawn, he can do the job. But when you give David Moyes more, for my personal and how will I put small sample size of what I've seen. Remember when he went to Man U from Everton, he struggled with more technical players. And when now he has been doing with West Ham, now that West Ham started buying more technical players, they are struggling. That's my theory. I could be wrong. I'm looking at it that why is it that he struggles with technical players or playing very offensive? So for me, I don't know what the West Ham fans and the hierarchy will want, because if you look at it, David Moyes has been relatively successful the past few seasons with West Ham. Now that they are now spending more money, investing more money into the club and buying more better players, more technical players, they seem to not be gelling. So for my say limited anecdotal examples of what I've seen from David Moyes, he doesn't do well with technical players. I might be wrong, but that's what I see. So I don't know. The West Ham fans were offended, were booing David Moyes. He needs to fix up. the West Ham hierarchy have invested heavily into West Ham, yet results are not yielding. They're not yielding good results. So West Ham needs to fix up. Newcastle beating Chelsea 1-0 at home. A lot of us expected this result. Chelsea are struggling badly. Potter is under immense pressure. There are rumblings and murmurings on the ground that some section of Chelsea fans want Potter out. I think that's too early. I think that's too reactionary. But I understand that they got used to this habit of hiring and firing and winning sporadic trophies unplanned for. So they're used to that. So now that it seems that since Ted Bullock came in, he wants what I'll call an extensive long-term plan. Some of the fans are not here for it. I understand that this is not a Potter squad, but Chelsea cannot afford to be languished where they are. They can't afford it. And the fans are like, some of them are like, they are willing to endure the process of building a new team. Suddenly, everybody wants to trust the process. While some other fans who are used to their former owner Abramovich way of sacking and firing, hiring and firing managers and getting sporadic trophies in between, want him to be sacked. So I don't think we all know that that system or that way of managing a club is not sustainable in long term. So they need to fix up. Potter is looking like managing at Brighton is a different game at managing at Chelsea. Those are two different clubs, and it's looking like Potter is shell-shocked and starstruck because his charisma on the touchline, his body language, his personality doesn't seem to fit that of an elite club. I could be wrong, but looking at his body language, how his reaction to the players when they make errors on the pitch, is looking like he might not be suited for an elite club. Now, it's a different kettle of fish when you do it in an average club. Coming to an elite club, the pressure, the player pressure, the pressure from the fans, the expectations are totally different. And we are not sure Potter will be able to do it. It doesn't have any history or any antecedent of doing that this high level. So the jury is still out on Potter. So let's look at some other results real quick. We know Arsenal won against Wolverhampton Wanderers to end it on Saturday. So let's look at the other game. Brighton won, Aston Villa 2. Aston Villa, Unai Emery win his second game in a week. That's fantastic. 2 Premier League wins in 2 weeks. Fantastic for Unai Emery. Fulham won. Manchester United win at the dead last gasp winner from Garnacho for Manchester United before Ronaldo decided to steal the shine. That's a different topic. I did a video regarding that. Checked it in the catalog and watched that. So